Hey yo, what's going on guys? Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing a review on the Cold Steel Pocket Bushman. But first of all, I just wanted to talk about some knife locks. The most common types are lock back, which like this traditional folder, there's literally a button on the back which you press and then you can unlock the blade. If you do not press that, you cannot close the blade, that's quite a common one. Another common one, I don't have a full-sized one that has this feature, but is a liner lock, where I need to catch it right. Can you see this bar that I'm pushing over? That's literally the lock. If you do not press that, the knife will not lock, or some of them the knife will not fold. Some of the cheaper ones, that doesn't work anyway. It can also be in the frame as well. That's called a frame lock. And then there's knives that don't really have a lock, like this Swiss Army knife. This one, the lock is like a spring on the back. There is no lock. It just and then there's some knives which the lock is your hand, like ballast songs. When it's open, the lock is your hand, right? So this is technically the strongest lock that you can have, because unless you let go of it or it physically breaks, that's not going to unlock. And then there's knives which don't have a lock at all, and those are fixed blades, so this knife, the Cold Steel Pocket, but wait, I need to get that off screen and because it's going to miss my OCD. Right, the Cold Steel Pocket Bushman, it uses something called a cam lock. So I'm just going to talk about the knife real quick, then I'm going to talk about the locking system, because that's really the whole selling point of this knife. It's super smooth, it's super nice. The blade stops in the middle, which is quite good. Ooh, that's nice. Okay, so let's start at the back. So there's a lanyard made from, I believe, 550 paracord. I'm not sure about the diameter just from looking at it, but I believe it's 550 size paracord. This really helps in shutting the knife, without it, if you only had to grip this, it would be very hard to open the knife. Like if that's what I had to do to close it, I would literally stop myself from opening this knife just because I know I got to close it again. Yeah, so the locking mechanism is back here. I'm going to talk about that in just a second. You have two screws. It's a very simple knife, just two screws. This holds the blade on the pivot area, that's where the knife folds. And also you have this one here which holds basically the spring in place, because there's like a slot and the spring is in it. Anyway, then you have a beautiful stone washed blade. I love the blade. It's a clip point blade and it's a single grind, which certainly is different. I'm used to single grind knives. Like even the Swiss Army knife itself, that has a single grind knife. Yeah, so it's a straight edge, as you can see. The blade length is 4.5 inches. The handle length is, I believe, just over 5 inches. It's literally like a hair over 5 inches. Overall, it's around 11 inches. It's got a pocket clip for right side carry. Right, so if the knife is shut in your pocket, this is for the right side carry, so you'd have it in your right pocket. But you can take the screws out and put them on this side, so it can be done for left side carry as well. And the actual thumb stud is a screw. It's a flathead screwdriver. Like, it's literally a screw that's been cut off at the end, so it's flat. That is really cool. So you could also replace that as well. I personally wouldn't I personally wouldn't take it out, turn it around and put it back in. I'll just unscrew it until more is on this side than that side. So yeah, on with the lock. So I don't know if you guys can see it. That's a good view. Can you see, guys, like inside there's a bar. That bar is actually the locking bar, and what it is, on this part, the bit with the jimping in the middle, the actual lock bar, in here there's a slot that's been cut out. It literally looks like a line, and there's a spring in there, and the spring keeps pushing it forward. The lock, it keeps pushing it forward, and it basically goes behind the blade. So if you can see here, there's like a cutout. Wait, let me shut it. That feels unsafe. There's a cutout here where the lock bar, maybe we can see it inside there. Kind of, not really. But anyway, yeah, so the lock bar goes behind the blade, and this is honestly one of the strongest locking mechanisms for a knife that I believe you can get, because any chance that the blade moves, that like it tries to fold, that lock bar is just going to push like behind that blade and lock it right back up. So yeah, Pocket Bushman by Cold Steel. It's made in Taiwan, and it uses 4116 steel. I personally have never used I can't even remember the name. I personally never used 4116 steel before, apart from with this knife, and my experience with it is honestly quite good. In terms of steel, I don't mind having a softer steel. Like, I don't mind buying a cheaper knife, having a bad steel and all that stuff, because for me, I know how to sharpen my knives. You know, like, I know, like, even if I did have a soft steel, once it gets dull, okay, just sharpen that right back up. One thing I will say, I'm not used to using a thumb stud. You know, all my other knives, like the ones over there, yeah, just wave the blade around. Yeah, so the knives that are like over here, like this one and niche one. Oh, by the way, size difference. Yeah, so what was I talking about? Oh yeah, I'm not used to a thumb stud, so I found this quite hard to open, which if you saw my first impressions video, I had to open it like this. But yeah, now that my thumb's gotten used to it and my muscles are better at it, it's actually quite easy, I'll be honest with you. So yeah, I'm not going to tell you guys whether to buy it or not, mainly because Cold Steel are kind of dying out now. They've been bought out by BSM Outdoors and blah blah blah. So yeah, all I'm going to say is it's a good knife. If you can pick one up, I suggest you do. The only thing I don't like about it, like literally the only thing, actually there's two things. One thing is this pocket clip is rather aggressive. It has sorry guys, I've got a bit of a phlegm thing today. But yeah, so as we can see there, it says Cold Steel on it. But yeah, it's just like really stiff, like, you know, like, let me shut it. Right, that's taking a lot of force, man. Ow, is my finger like dented? Yeah, anyway, so what's the other thing? Oh yeah, the other thing is, because the handle is one piece of metal, if you really grip it hard and like use it hard, you can kind of feel that edge digging into your fingers. But I'll be honest, unless you're going camping or something, or if it's for work, you're not really going to feel that. Yeah, it's a super strong knife. It's a super good knife. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys do find it, I recommend you buy it. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you later. Peace out, guys.